Hello everybody, thank you for watching the broadcast of race 3 of the iGPFun Formula Renault tournament. We are at Road America today. Only 23 drivers starting the race. Many drivers were actually at Daytona for the 24-hour event. Road America is actually one of my favorite tracks. Plenty of overtaking spots. We can see a map of it, many straights. The draft will play a role. Driver will have to choose between a longer or shorter 7 gear that will give or will probably give advantage when overtaking at the end of the straights, but it should cost a little bit in lap time, probably about 0.3 seconds. There are uphill sections, as you can see. The start-finish straight is uphill. Many races are decided here on the very final lap. And you have a rather difficult to drive downhill section going down to what's called the carousel. We are looking at the qualifying result. I'm not going to keep them on screen all the time. You are welcome to pause the video and look at the results if you care about it. Pole position went to Frank Rask, 2 minute 2.5. Luca Varani, second place, only 500 of a second behind him. These guys are in the fourth row. Frank Rask on the black and light blue car. Row 2 for Leonardo Carey, 3 times of a second behind the pole sitter and Evan Imre. These guys were battling for the win at Watkins Glen in the first race. Jerome Ag, position 5. He won the last race at Silverstone. Stefan Hermann is 6. There is actually a gap in the grid because he's had a small inconvenience. He will have to start from the pits. Tim McIver, position 7. Alejandro Puya is 8 with a yellow car on row 4. Christoph Heymon behind him and Tom Depke. Jesus Manuel, the position 11. Ariel Alanis, Stefano Carlo Finazzi, first race for him with us. Welcome, Stefano. And Mike Cannon on row 7. Mario Pesce is 15 with a blue car, and Fabrizio Giorgini, another new arrival to the league. Welcome, position 16 with a red car. Cristobal Gutierrez behind them, and Xavier No. Michael Neser in position 19. Tim Phillips, red and green car in position 20. Jonathan Almenar, let me know how to pronounce it. Adam Bradshaw and Lance Simon finishing up, closing the grid. The drivers are ready, so we will actually switch to that. Clean start as always in the iGPFun races. We never had an accident on lap 1. Hopefully we will not start today. There is already a gap between Frank Rask in position 1 and Varani in position 2. Varani under attack by Carey on the inside with Jerome Ag having a look as well. quite a bit of an advantage by Frank. Very nice start. This is Karzel, very fast and long left-hander, leading into the King now, and then Canada corner, or actually the straight towards Canada corner. Many overtaking attempts will certainly happen here. Jerome Ag very close to Barani on the uphill section. Barani is gaining on Kerry. Barani is in second now, well, back to his starting position. Jerome Ag now in position 3, very close racing here. Let's see if Kerry will manage to pass again in the underbraking for turn 5. Behind them somebody else was overtaking. There is contact actually between Kerry and Ag. Kerry seemed to have the worst of it. Kerry is now down to position 14, so he dropped a lot. Team McIver now passing Ag, and I'm not actually quite sure of what happened here. It's actually the first time we have an accident among the leaders this season. Jerome seems to have a damaged car. Let's see if we can yeah, that was the end of the accident. Sorry, I don't know. Not really sure of what happened. Let's see if we can get a better view here. Oh, Jerome lost it on the outside. He was on the dirty part of the track, and just lost it. That's actually quite a start. These guys were well, Jerome Jerome won the last race at Silverstone. Team moved up, position 17 to 7, I believe. Now our drivers are attacking, Mario Pesce and Ariel Alanis, for the battle for position 8. A lot of cars behind them. You can probably just look at the information on the left to see the standings. Plenty of jostling for position. Everyone well behaved. Mike Cannon is in the group. Leonard Carey now in position 10, and this is Mario spinning. Not a lucky race, it seems. Meanwhile, up ahead, Frank Rask has 2.9 seconds advantage over Varani. That's really quite a lot. We're looking at the battle for position 10 and 9. Jesus Manuel passing Tom Depke. Meanwhile, I can see that Mario Pesce is moving back to the pits. Looking back from Tom Carr, looking at Jesus Manuel. Somebody else spinning behind them. Sorry. It's a very difficult corner, turn 6, you go over a crest, you have to brake while turning, the car gets unloaded. Having some troubles with standings, apologies for that. The telemetry is not working properly. Tim McIver, oh sorry, this was a replay of the accident between Tim and Jerome. Apologies for that. That's why the telemetry was not working. I was actually looking at the replay. Let's see, just moving up slowly through the field. This is Alejandro Puya, Evan Imre behind him, followed by position 5 Christoph Amon, and plenty of action behind them. Tim Phillips, Mike Cannon, Leonard Carey, moving up to the field. This is the view from Leonard Carr. That was Mario Pesce spinning out. Quite a few events, rather eventful race so far. 3 laps gone and a lot of changes through the field, a lot of accidents. I'm actually quite surprised because everyone was very clean in the previous 2 races. No accidents, no spins, basically. Meanwhile, let's look at Lance Simon and Ariel Alanis. Ariel is up in the grass and losing a couple of places. I think Cristobal Gutierrez is the other driver that gained the position. Cristobal has been racing in the iGPFun tournament since 2013, I believe, or something like that. Now there is An attack by Ariel. Very clean pass, but everybody's running wide in the sand. That was Lance with a pink car, and now Cristobal taking the position back. This is Ariel attacking again. I wonder if he has less wing than Cristobal, because he has quite an advantage on top speed. Ariel Alanis 246 kilometers per hour, that was his maximum speed. Cristobal, I didn't quite see, I believe it was 10 kilometers slower, 10 kilometers per hour slower. Let's go up through the field. Evan Imre chasing Christoph Amon. Battle for position 3, 4, and 5. Christoph is moving up the field very nicely. He started, let me check, he started 9. He's now 3rd, very solid performance. Sorry, he's actually 4th, not 3rd. Christoph is doing well in the standings. He had top 5 or top 10 finishes in the first 2 races. I believe, I don't want to say something wrong. As usual, the telemetry on the steering wheel not working. Meanwhile, let's have a look at what's happening between Xavier No and Ariel Alanis. This is the run to Canada corner. Nice and clean pass by Xavier. Jerome Ag is down to position 20. He had the accident early on. He is now attacking Adam Bradshaw all the way to the right with the Irish livery. Jerome much faster. Jerome is actually from France. I think I said he was Dutch in the previous race. Sorry for that. Adam is another driver that has been with us for many years, and thank you for racing with us. And once again, I should not speak too much about somebody, let I jinx them. Otherwise I jinx them, sorry. This is the battle for 10 and 9. Mike Cannon, slow exit from the last corner. Tim Phillips taking advantage of it with an easy pass. Up ahead, Frank Rask is still 3.4 seconds ahead of Varani. Position 3, Alejandro Puya, 4.7 seconds from the leader. Then we have Christoph Amon, Tom Depke, and I'm not sure why I keep showing that camera angle. Mike driving wide. Everybody is having troubles at the same corner. We have other action on camera, on track, sorry. Tom Depke with a Brabham-like livery, white and blue. Evan Imre is actually leading the standings with 135 points, same points as Varani. He just lost position 5, sorry, position 5 to Tom Depke. There is a long straight coming up, straight down to Canada corner. It's actually not straight, there are corners, but they are absolutely flat out. No problem for these cars. The draft is very strong here, so it's that's why you see a lot of action. Now it's Evan with a yellow car getting close to, what's that? I lost Tom ahead of him. Meanwhile, let's have a look at Stefan Hermann. Very fast. He was the pole sitter at Silverstone. He finished third. Now he had to start from the pit lane, and he just passed Jonathan Almenar for position 12. Jerome Hag and Lance Simon. Behind Jerome is Tim McIver. Lance letting Jerome by. Tim is another guy that was involved in the spin and contact on lap 2, I believe. These guys instead, this is Alejandro Puya, or Puga again, please let me know. Chasing Varani, they are position 2 and 3. They were position 3 and 4 at Silverstone, 4 and 5 actually, sorry. Separated by only a couple of seconds, just like they are now. We have Evan Imre under attack by Jesus. On the inside, very short braking for turn 1. Drivers drop from 7th to 5th gear, sometimes 4th, it depends on the grip level. Today it's probably 5th. A lot of position changing once again. You're looking at the lap time. I apologize, I actually do not have the lap time information, so you can just get it on screen, and that's just about as much as I know. This is the battle for position 4, 5, 6 and 7, with Leonard behind them gaining ground. I'm sure he's actually lapping much faster, but again, I do not get the lap time information. I'm not getting the leaders on camera simply because nothing is happening to them. Right here, now I managed to get some information. 2 minutes 3.7, the last lap for Leonard. Let's look at Evan and Jesus, because they're getting close again and maybe preparing for another pass on the start-finish straight. So I was saying Leonard 2 minutes 3.7. well, 4.8, so that's almost a second faster. Fastest lap of the race, last lap was Varani, 2 minutes 3.4 in position 2, gaining 2/10 of a second on the leader, Frank Rask. Back in the field we have a battle for position 15. It's Fabrizio Giorgini on the red car, under attack by Xavier Naud and trying to make it 3 wide. It's Stefano Finazzi. I'm not used to his livery. Apologies for missing a few things. Again, nice and clean pass. Behind Fabrizio is Cristobal Gutierrez, position 18. Just about everybody in this league has somebody else at a similar level. Oh, that's a strange shot. It's making me feel seasick. So I was saying that just about everybody has somebody else to battle with. There are drivers of different speed, but everybody is more than welcome to race, and everybody is, they tell me, everybody is having fun. We are on 14 laps to go, well, just a little less than 15 laps to go for the leaders. So 10 laps have passed. There is Team Phillips also having some action, being attacked by Xavier Naud. Very close, and actually a little bit too close. Well done, team, to save the car. Team put the wheels on the grass on corner entry. Is now chased by Stefan Hermann. So we're saying he put 2 wheels on the grass, and that's just not a good thing. Easy pass by Hermann on the outside. Oh, somebody was spinning. I lost it. It was Jonathan Almenar spinning by, no, Stefano Finazzi, I think, spinning by itself. Whereas here it's Cristobal Gutierrez with a very nice pass in turn 1 over Fabrizio Giorgini. Evan Imre, meanwhile, has lost a couple of places. I'm not sure what happened. Let's see if we can get a replay. No, I think just Leonard getting a nice exit from turn 4 and exploiting his speed before turn 5. Leonard is now up to position 7. 2:02.9. That's the same lap time for Kerry, Varani and Puya, whereas the leader, Frank Rask, is 2 minutes 3.2. So Varani is slowly gaining ground on the leader, carrying Alejandro with him. Battle for 13. This is actually the spin we saw earlier. With Jonathan Almenar. I lost the car, sorry. Jonathan Almenar was um, spinning out of turn 5. Let's go back to Mike Cannon chasing Michael Naser for position 9. That's a nice performance by Michael. He crashed out at Silverstone, very high speed accident. Some other action except that it's not on camera. It's Xavier Node spinning once again in turn 6 and losing a couple of places. Now being passed by Jerome. Let's go back to this bunch of drivers battling for position 4, 5, 6 and 7 with and 8 actually, with Evan Imre closing the group. Leonard is again the fastest car of the group by just about a second. You can see that in the bottom right. The information is now working again. It looks like Leonard will be able to pass Jesus Manuel very soon. And he did it. This is the uphill, well, going over a crest corner, turn 6, I was telling you about. Meanwhile, Jerome has been able to pass Fabrizio Giorgini for position 15. Let's see a replay of this. Nice and clean under braking. Fabrizio has actually not a lot of experience with Formula Renault, so it looks like he's taking it a little easier. There is nothing wrong with it. Leonard, meanwhile, is now chasing Tom Depke. Up ahead, Frank Rush is still 3 seconds ahead of Varani, 5 seconds ahead of Alejandro Puya. Leonard is certainly on the move. Behind this group is now Stefan Hermann up to position 9. Leonard now attacking Tom Depke for position 5 and passing rather nicely. We are on board with Leonardo looking at Tom behind him. This is turn 5 once again. Leonard really moving ahead, much faster than the other cars. I wonder if he is stressing his tires a little bit too much. We still have 12 laps to go. We are halfway through the race. Jesus Manuel, meanwhile, it's very close to Tom Debke. Some problem with the camera work, sorry. Leonard, meanwhile, it's already right behind Christoph. Let's switch to Leonard's car. Looks like we'll have another position change in a second. Meanwhile, behind them is Tom and Jesus. Tom was moving all the way to the inside to, well, defend the inside. Meanwhile, Rask is now 4 seconds ahead of Varani, so there does not seem to be a battle for the lead. And we have some other action going on. This is a battle for position 15. The yellow car is Cristobal Gutierrez. Cristobal, whoa. Oh, that's not nice. Everybody seemed to survive, but contact on the very fast straight was not great. Tim McIver, green and blue car, moving up to position 15, taking advantage of the drama ahead of him. Again, he dropped back. He lost a lot of places after the accident on lap 2 or 3, whenever it was. We have something else going on. This is a replay. It was earlier in the lap with Xavier passing Fabrizio under braking. Up ahead, we caught a glimpse of Jerome overtaking. Sorry, I'm getting all right. I'm getting the action, the camera action. So I was saying that we had a glimpse of Jerome overtaking Cristobal. Once again, this is a replay. We just moved back the 1 lap, basically. Let's go back to the battle for position 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Leonard seems to have slowed down a little bit. Slow down is probably not the right word, actually, but in fact, these guys, Leonard and Christoph, I don't know, they did open a gap on Tom and Jesus behind them, and Evan Imre is actually losing ground. I am surprised. He was always dominant. Actually, was leading both at Silverstone and Watkins Glen. And it's Leonard once again setting up the pass on the start-finish straight. Christophe conceding position 4 to Leonard. Battle for position 11. We have Stefano Carlo Finazzi, the full name, attacking Tim Phillips on the red and green car. Tim, again, is another driver that has been racing with us for many years, and thank you for staying with us. I hope you are enjoying your rides. Jesus Manuel and Tom Depke, we are having a go at it again. That's a lot of advertisement on Jesus' car. I hope he gets some money out of it. This is where having chosen a long or a short gear actually makes a difference. Now, of course, it depends on what your rival has chosen as well. Let's have a look at the leader, just because he has never been on camera. Well, he's not on camera this time either. There he is. Frank Rask, very nice performance. I can see in the standings information that there is some battle for position 15. We'll go back and look at them in a second. Very, I'm not sure, dominant is probably not a word, but correct word, but Frank took a 3 seconds advantage about 2 or 3 laps into the race, and he has not lost a tenth in the next 12 laps. Actually, he has gained a little bit. Varani is now 4 seconds behind him. Varani actually 2 minute 4.6 in the last lap. Rask 2 minute 3.5, so clearly there was some problem. Varani has the fastest lap of the race so far with 2.9. Alright, let's look at the battle for 15. Let's see what happens. Oh, sorry, that was we already saw this live. I got the wrong information, I guess. You can see how I'm not sure, the opposite of shallow is how tight is that corner. It's very, again, it's a very difficult corner. I've said it before. Sorry for repeating myself. Let's look at, this is my Canon position 10. Stefan Herman is ahead of it, but let's stay with Mike for a while. What happened to that driver? I'm not sure, somebody was very slow on the inside. I couldn't quite get the driver name. I think it was a lap. Jesus Manuel chasing Tom once again very closely. Yes. Downhill braking for Harry Downs. And now Tom, that seems to be getting a better speed through the carousel. A very long right-hander. It's actually very stressful for real-life drivers because of the G-forces. The hands are moving very smoothly on the steering wheel. No correction. No panic. Team Phillips and Carlo Finazzi and Stefano Finazzi, sorry, they just exchange position. Let's look at the replay of what they were doing. Okay, I think I discovered quite another accident. That doesn't look like a normal car. While Stefano getting into the pit lane, no reason to follow him. Position 17. That's another classic racing livery with a red and blue Martini livery of a Brabham car. Cristobal Gutierrez is entering the pit lane. I'm not sure what happened to him. So we go back to Jesus Manuel and Tom Debke racing together once again. Meanwhile, Varani is now 3.7 seconds behind Frank Rask, so he seems to have gained a little bit. There are 9 laps to go. Cristobal Gutierrez just left the pit lane. I'm not sure why or what happened. Maybe could it be some fuel issue? I don't think so. look at Alejandro Puya, position 3, being chased by Leonard. Leonard is now 4 seconds behind Alejandro. On the last lap, Varani, position 2 at the fastest lap of the race, 2 minute 2.9, well 8.95 to be precise, is now 3.5 seconds behind Frank Rask. That lap in 2 minutes 3.4. Let's go back to Jesus and Tom, because now we do have a position change. And let's put Varani on camera as usual. We have telemetry information only from this driver. Get the other info out of the way. And I'll try to shut up a little bit so we can listen to the engine and the driving. Approaching turn 1, 235 kilometers per hour, down to about 170. Jerome Ag passing Ariel Alanis for position 12, and also we are having some action between Tom and Jesus. We will look at them in a second. A little bit of the grass, that's not good for traction. Let's see if I can get the speed information on. This is the fastest straight on the track. Varani actually chose a long 7 gear for the race. Playing with the throttle a little bit, he has to lift after the apex, not that great, but at least he was on the throttle actually before the apex. Alright, just another couple of corners while I try to sort out the telemetry basically and the broadcast. So let's go back. This was a couple of minutes ago. Jerome Ag overtaking Ariel Alanis. Let's just Ariel having a little excursion off track. Ariel down to position 13. Whereas going into the fourth corner is once again Tom Depke and Jesus Manuel passing each other back and forth. Christoph Amon is 2.8 seconds ahead of them. He seems safe, not an eventful race for him, but oops, I did it again. I had the telemetry information on screen. Seven laps to go, 7.5. This is the closest battle on track. As I said, only 23 drivers starting, not very many. Many drivers were actually at Daytona for the 24 hours. Hopefully we will go back to the 30 and 40 racers next week at Interlagos, actually, in 2 weeks' time. Mario Pesce, just looking at him, he had an accident, he had to pit for repairs. He is now driving in position 20. Varani is now behind Mario is Jerome. Jerome Mag is 1 lap ahead, so it was not a battle for position. Let's look at the leader, because Varani is now it's 3 seconds behind Rask. Only is not the right word, but Varani has gained 1 second in 2 or 3 laps. I think it was 1 second in 2 laps. You can see the purple car of Varani in the background. Nobody behind them. Alejandro Puglia is now 7 seconds behind Varani, 10 seconds behind the leader. So these 2 guys are driving faster right now than everybody else on the track, except Leonard Carey. So these 3 drivers are about half a second faster than everybody else, so they are pushing hard. Leonard is 3.5 seconds behind Alejandro. That's why he's pushing, I guess. He still has a chance to at least fight for a podium. Whereas Varani is now 2.7 seconds behind Rask. Let's go back to the camera car. In the previous lap, you can see in the bottom right, Varani 3.0, 2.994, and Frank Rask 3.5, so that's half a second. Varani is now 2.5 seconds behind the leader. Let's check the top speed is actually 247 top speed in the race for Varani, 239 for Frank Rask. So Varani seems to have a speed advantage, although this speed might have been reached in a draft. So anyway, Varani can get close to to Rask, then he probably has a chance to pass him. But of course, first he needs to catch him. Jerome Ag now 0.4 seconds behind. I lost it, sorry. Behind Tim Phillips. It's 0-1 now. It's not very easy actually. We just got to the end of the overtaking. Position 11 for Jerome. Varani meanwhile is now 2.1 seconds behind Rask. We'll see when we're back on the start-finish line. What was the lap time? 3.4 Rask, 3.1 Varani, so that's another 0.3 of a second. And apologies, I left the telemetry of Varani again on screen. Ariel Alanis dropping 3 places. Stefano Finazzi, Cristobal Gutierrez and Lance Simon passed him, so I assume he has had some problems. Varani is basically closer. This is actually the closest action on track. I mean, Tim McIver is 1.4 seconds behind Tim Phillips, position 12 and 13. We will look at them in a moment. Here they are. Whereas Varani is 2 seconds behind Rask. Tim McIver lapping faster than Tim Phillips. It's actually very easy to see how much ground is gaining. Again, Tim started well ahead in the field. He just had to drop back due to an unfortunate accident. Meanwhile, the leaders 3.2 with 4 laps to go. Frank Rask has increased his speed, his pace. I guess Tim McIver is gonna overtake now. Indeed, position 11. So I was saying Frank Rask 3.2. I believe it's his fastest lap of the race. But Varani 2.9, another 3 seconds gained. Leonard Carey instead is not gaining anymore on Alejandro Puya. Alejandro is here. The slow car is Lance Simon, whatever. Varani now 1.6 seconds behind Rask. And we'll switch to the camera car information again. Hopefully not forgetting the telemetry. Not the right place to show the telemetry information, so we get the distance data, the separation between drivers data out of the way. 2.9 again for Varani. Basically, every lap is equaling the fastest lap of the race. Is 3 laps to go. Is pushing hard to catch Frank Rask, lapping in the 3.3. 2.8 would have been position 3 or 4 on the grid, but of course that was done on fresh tires. Using all the track and a little more. You might have seen Varani using a little throttle. That's just to stabilize the car on corner entry going towards the apex. I'm talking once again of the top 6. That must be a surprise to you. Again, if you think that I should not be showing the camera car for so long, please just let me know in the comments or whatever. And again, apologies for showing Varani, it's just that it's the only car we have telemetry information for. Stefan Hermann, position 9, is only 0.7 seconds behind Evan Imre. We'll look at them in a second. On the previous lap, again 2.9 Varani, 3.2 Rask. There are only 2 laps to go, however. But this is the battle for 8. Hermann with the orange and black car. Evan Imre ahead of him. This was the same battle that went on for the whole Silverstone race. This is Stefan, nicely done. Stefan, not Stefan, apologies. Varani is now 1.1 second behind Rask, but there are only 1.5 laps to go. I don't know. If he will have time to do anything. Another kind of close battle is Leonard Carey. He moved up to position 4. He is chasing Alejandro Puya ahead of him, but the gap has remained almost constant for a while. It's 1 second, 1.5 seconds now, with only 1 lap to go, whereas Varani is 0.8 seconds. And guess what? I had left the telemetry on. Varani having to touch the brake on corner exit. This is not gonna do his last lap any good. Stefano Finazzi, meanwhile, has overtaken Giorgini for position 15. We'll try to look at a replay of the action. Fastest lap, the fastest driver last lap was actually Alejandro Puya, 2.998. So Alejandro is also pushing hard to keep Leonard behind him. Varani is getting closer, but the race is almost finished, so I don't think there is. I don't think that anything is going to happen. 0.8 seconds now the gap. The draft starts to kick in at less than 0.7 seconds, so only three corners to go. Nothing really going on for the lead. Frank Rask is heading towards a very well-deserved win. Both drivers have probably shot their tires now. They have been pushing hard for quite a few laps. This is the last corner. And congratulations, Frank. Well done. So Frank Rask winning the race. Luca Varani in position 2. Alejandro Puya now on screen is 4rd. And Leonard Carey position 4. Christoph Amon position 4. No, I lost it. It's position 5. The information I have is wrong again. This is Mike Cannon in 10th place. Sorry, I have 2 screens with telemetry. They are telling me, they're giving me different information. Jerome Ag 11, Tim McIver 12, position 13 for Tim Phillips. Well done, Tim. He is not a Formula Renault expert as well. Xavier Node, position 13. No, sorry, is 14. Again, there is a 1 position difference between the 2 telemetry screens I have. Xavier Node. Then we have Stefano Finazzi, 15. That's a nice finish for his first iGPFun race. Fabrizio Giorgini, I believe this is actually his first race with Formula Renault, not just in iGPFun. Position 15. Cristobal Gutierrez is 16. Then we have Lance Simon. It's looking for drivers still on track, but everybody actually stopped. So let's get on screen the race results. Again, I recommend you stop the video and read them if you care, but Frank Rask, winner of the race. Then we have Luca Varani, Alejandro Puya, and that's the podium. Position 4. Meanwhile, let's get our sponsor on screen, Sim Racing Coach. They have really impressive custom wheels. So if you need to buy a steering wheel, have a look at their website. You won't be disappointed. So I was saying position 4, Leonard Carey. Position 5, Christoph Amon. Then Jesus Manuel, Tom Depke, Stefan Hermann, Evan Imre, Mike Cannon, position 10. This is the top 10. Jerome Ag, winner of Silverstone, is now 11. We are missing Jone Kajanen in this race. Hopefully he will be back in Interlagos. Position 12 for Tim McIver, Tim Phillips. Position 13, Xavier Node, then Stefano Carlo Finazzi, Fabrizio Giorgini. Position 17 for Cristobal Gutierrez, Lance Simon, Mario Pesce. Position 20, Ariel Alanis, and then Michael Naser, Jonathan Almenar, and Adam Bradshaw crashing out. Thank you very much for joining us. I hope to see you on the next race, either on track or just watching the broadcast. Thanks again. As usual, apologies for my mistakes. I hope you had fun. Goodbye.